When it comes to subleasing, the AIR offers 3 sublease forms and an assignment form. Now there are 2 standard sublease forms, and the difference between those 2 forms is negligible, and it's found in the language of paragraph 2.3. There's a multi-tenant sublease form that's used to take a single-tenant building or single-tenant space and break it down into multiple spaces, not necessarily for a multi-tenant building. There's a lot of confusion about the difference between a sublease and assignment. Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, a sublease is when a subtenant takes something less than the entire space or takes space on a term that is less than the term remaining on the master lease. Let's say, for example, there's a 5,000-foot building that's being leased and there's 3 years remaining on the term. If a subtenant comes in and leases, say, 3,000 square feet of the building, then the multi-tenant sublease form will be used because a single-tenant space has been broken down into multiple spaces. If that same tenant came in and took all 5,000 feet, but only took it for, say, 18 months rather than the remaining 3 years, then one of the standard sublease forms would be used. If, however, that subtenant came in and took all 5,000 feet for the entire 3 years remaining on the master lease term, then you'd simply use the one-page assignment form. Now, it's important to understand that none of these forms relieves the original tenant of their obligation under the master lease. In other words, just because a tenant subleases or assigns their lease doesn't mean they walk away from their obligations under the master lease. If that's the intent of the parties, an attorney should be hired to modify one of these forms. Don't hesitate to contact the AIR with any questions you might have about the use or content of their forms, or to ask about educational seminars that may be available to you. Also, the AIR highly recommends to all parties in a transaction to seek out legal and other professional advice when transacting business using one of their forms. If you liked what you heard today and found it to be helpful, I encourage you to purchase the AIR Forms User's Manual. It's filled with hundreds of similar tips, and ordering information will follow at the end of the video. Thank you.